All right, here we go. This is our tomatoes. Derek's sticking with us. It is tomato time. If you want huge output in a pot, you're like, I don't have a tiller, I don't have a big yard, I don't feel like making a garden bed. Get yourself a pot, and you can grow pounds and pounds and pounds of tomatoes. These have been bred for flavor, for size, and for speed. So in about 45 days, you're gonna be going outside and you're gonna be picking your tomato as you're grilling those burgers, and look at what you're gonna grow. Now, if you're looking at this and you're thinking, I never buy tomatoes like that at the grocery store, you're right, you can't, because grocery store tomatoes are bred to sit on shelves and not go bad, and to have skin that's tough enough to be transported. There's nothing tough about this. Look at this. This is a beautiful tomato. You're getting your yellows, you're getting your reds. In fact, let's cut up one of these reds and see what it looks like. Ooh, just as good. Look at that. That's a tomato. So you're gonna get 6 plants here. 3 of the red, 3 of the yellow, and I want to go right to Derek because he's, before I do, listen, in order for your tomatoes to get really, really good, you do need to feed them the right thing. If you're going to take the time to grow a tomato plant, feed it right, and you'll be eating right. So we do have the tomato plant food available. It's what's the number of, it's M72280. $28.43. So keep that in mind. Information's on the screen. Okay, great. All right, Derek, let's talk about this, because there are tomatoes and then there's homegrown tomatoes when Roberta gives you the plants. In fact, I'm looking at what we're sending out to people. Come in here. This is amazing. You want to talk about speed? They're already growing tomatoes, and blooms are coming up with more.
Sandra, you're going to be picking and eating your first tomatoes in about a month.
Oh my gosh.
From the time you get them, okay?
That's wild.
Now, these are not puny little cherry tomatoes. I love cherry tomatoes. These are huge, massive beefsteak tomatoes, yellow and red. Okay, we've got the Carolina Gold and we've got the Mountain Man. We wanted to include these 2 brand new varieties. They've been bred, again, there's a theme through this show. Smaller but better. The traditional beefsteak tomatoes, I'm sure you've grown them, everyone's grown them. They get 6 foot tall, you need the huge cage. You gotta, make sure they don't fall over, and you may get a decent harvest. These, however, have been bred to be small plants. Grow them in containers, grow them on a deck, on a patio. You don't even have to have a farm to do this. And you're gonna reap the harvest in about a month. You're gonna start picking, and you're not gonna stop till the end of the season.
They're so
what we're talking about is a high yield, about 2 dozen fruits per plant, and you're getting 6 plants.
Oh my gosh.
Homegrown, sun-ripened.
2 dozen tomatoes like this per plant, and we're getting 6 plants. This is going to be a good year to take up canning, or get to know your neighbors as you're giving them tomatoes. This is going to be a lot of produce.
You're going to get a surplus.
And let's talk, Derek, as we look at these pictures of kind of what you can grow and how you're going to grow them and what you're going to make with them. Why is this so much better than a grocery store tomato? And for that matter, much better than any other tomato we've grown before.
Definitely. So both of these varieties have been bred for flavor, okay? The tomatoes we get at the grocery store are bred for transportation. They have a thick skin, they're dry on the inside. These have been bred for flavor. You're also picking them when they're sun ripened, not 2 weeks ahead, and giving them a hormone bath to turn their proper color. That's what happens, folks, when you buy tomatoes at the grocery store. Now look at this. This is 1 plant halfway through the season. I can't even count how many tomatoes are on that. That is your house times 6 this season. You're gonna have tons of fruits. Now, again, they've been bred for flavor, and they're both unique. They're not just different colors. The Mountain Man that you're looking at has a very robust, almost Italian tomato flavor to it. It's got that sort of zang and sourness to it just right, but it's also sweet. This is what you want on your burgers, especially if you're gonna maybe cook them a little too long. They got dry. Put a slice of these juicy tomatoes. Anything you make with this, you're gonna think was the best food you ever had in your life.
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm sorry, Derek, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Okay. I need to let everyone know, though, Over 1,000 of these have been ordered. It's going quickly. These are our final quantities of the year. You got to get these home. You're going to get them in the ground, and in about a month, a little longer than that, you're going to be eating these tomatoes. And think about, like, all this is, look, the tomatoes with mozzarella and a little arugula, and Nico would help if I'd open up the cap on here, and then look, you just put on a little balsamic. And ooh,
yes.
that looks good. Maybe you want to make sandwiches. Maybe you want to do pizza. Maybe you're going to start canning. Maybe you just want to do it the way Court does it, the way he likes it best. He likes a little bit of bread, maybe some Texas toast, a little bit of mayo. You pop one of your tomatoes on there. In fact, I'll pop this one on. Done and done. There's lunch.
Put one yellow
a little
and one
salt
red.
and pepper.
Why not? Let's live it
And
up.
Chunky, my producer, just said little salt and pepper, and that's perfection. Take a look. It is really exciting, this idea of, and by the way, get these if you want them now, because I understand we're like taking calls at almost a record pace. 1,400 now ordered. Get something that you can have the pride in growing, that's going to just taste more delicious and ultimately be so much more affordable than the grocery store. Those heirloom tomatoes, the beefsteak tomatoes, they're expensive, but grow your own organic tomatoes. Now, a good thing to grow with your tomatoes is our marigolds. I usually think of marigolds as being just ho-hum. This is actually a